Well, speaking of changes, not only historically, but now today, the Kansas City Chiefs have made yet another acquisition.
I like
We're
it.
gonna have to see
I
how
like
it
it.
plays out. There's a lot of ideas coming from multiple different parties, but the Kansas City Chiefs have traded the 2026 sixth round pick to the New England Patriots for Joshua Uche, defensive
Uche.
end, outside linebacker, defensive end, who's now going to be joining the Kansas City Chiefs in a weird set of circumstances because we know that Chris Jones plays inside, but he can also play outside whenever he feels like it, usually on a passing third down option. And then you also have uh you've got George Karloftis, who's been a starter there for a while. And Mike Dana, he goes out with a pec injury. He's been out for 2 games, 3 weeks now. Could seem to be a lot longer, which is why they potentially made this trade. You've got Charles Omenihu that's coming back. Malik Herring has played very well. Felix Anaduke Uzama has also had quite a bit of playing time this season so far and has looked a lot better. So it's a weird, and this is the end of his contract. Like it's a full week rental. He's here for 10 weeks plus the off season, and then he's possibly gone. But his stats back all of this up. Tell me
Well,
about it.
the stats are absolutely tremendous. I believe it was his pressure right now is 17.2%.
17 and a half.
That's 17 and a half. That's second highest already on the Chiefs. This is all from this year. That's second highest on the Chiefs, right behind Chris Jones, who's at 18.2, 18 something. The next closest was Tershawn Wharton, who's sitting down like 12.6. So immediately he's getting in there. He's going to be a fast pressure guy. His quickest, I believe, quickest pressure is like 2.81 seconds. His quickest get off is
I believe so. His no, his that's his quickest pressure. His get off is 0.95 seconds from snapping the
0.95.
ball.
He is moving. For some reason, he hasn't really gotten a whole lot of playing time in New England. This year, at least, most of his sacks actually came from the 22 season. He had 11 and a half then, and he has, I believe,
To this season.
18 and a half since 22. So sacks have gone down, but he's going to
How
be
old
in
is he?
much better.
He's on his rookie contract. He's been in the
He's in his
league. This
final
is this
year.
is year 4.
Oh, okay. Young talent. That's
So
good.
And
24, 25.
if he signs with somebody else after this offseason, we get a conditional pick for it. So
Yeah, we basically get
we get
our
him for
pick
free.
back. It could be a sixth or a seventh, and we traded him for a sixth next year. So pretty much free. Really weird.
Oh, that's great.
I will
That's the
say,
shit though. No, but that's the shit, man. Like the Patriots did the same shit. Just like, oh, who's this guy who's pretty good and no one really noticed that he's not being used? Alrighty, well, what is that? Fourth round conditional, maybe? I guess. Sure, we'll take him for nothing. Yes. Yeah, why not?
well, that's
Oh
the
my
funny thing
God.
is, Sean, you said you don't know why he's being not being utilized a whole lot. He is a pass rushing specialist.
He definitely is,
How
but
often how often have the Patriots needed to pass rush?
Not a lot.
They're down by 3 scores at least going into the second quarter
Yeah,
every
a lot
single
of a lot
game.
of run is happening against that Patriots
but
defense. A lot of
even
run
consider
game.
last year as well. He didn't have the stats really backing up last year compared to 22.
And the same thing happened.
Not in all the
22 though was
games.
the last year of Bill Belichick. Or no, what was that? Was that 23?
That was the last
Last
year.
year, last
Last
year was
year?
the
Hmm.
2023 season was the last of Bill
Hmm.
Belichick's career. Who was on the
That's
Pat
right.
McAfee
Yeah.
show and had a lot of good things to say about Joshua Uche. There's a lot of people out there who are saying Josh Uche. He's come out in a press conference and he wants to be called his full name, Joshua, and then it's Uche is how he pronounced it
Boucher.
in a
Kind
Uche.
of kind of rhymes with Bobby Boucher. I
Okay,
like it.
Boucher.
Boucher.
He seems really good. We know that in the past he has been very good. He seems like he's still got it. A lot of people, especially in the Kansas City media right now, are thinking that he may not have it as much as he did a couple years ago. I think it's just been
Who? Fucking Nick
circumstantial.
Wright? That dumbass?
Actually, no. C. Harrison on 96.5 The Fan,
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna
formerly.
trash him. I'm just gonna trash the national guy. But
That's fine.
yeah,
I like C.
locals, it's cool. I,
Yeah.
I I got no beef with locals,
But,
but
and we don't know, right? We don't know, but I think circumstantial evidence shows that he's not up to snuff today as he was a couple years ago, just because he hasn't really been in that much because the Patriots have been really bad and he's better on certain situations. Most defensive ends are situational players. That's why Chris Jones doesn't go to the outside unless it's third down and they're passing for sure. Right. So there's a lot of things that go along with that, but I think he's at least going to begin off being a rotational piece, if not a full time starter, at least in these next couple of weeks. We know that he's healthy, he's ready to go.
He's from
George
Michigan.
Karloftis has been on the outside, second round pick from Michigan. Uh,
Dog.
we know that George Karloftis is going to be on the outside. Who else is going to be there? Mike Dana, again, pectoral issue, has been placed on IR. He's going on week 4 that he's potentially going to miss. Omenihu is yet to come back.
I
You've
was
got
gonna say, have you heard
FAU.
anything about him
I think we're expecting post
besides his
week
cryptic
10.
tweets?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I believe it's post week 10. I think it's going to be around week 11, week 12 that we get him back. And even then, he's still going to, a minute, he was going to have to be a rotational piece. And you have Malik Herring and FAU who both played well. But realistically, I think you put him in there right away at the starting whatever end that he wants to play on, opposite of George Karloftis.
Why not get him in early, right before the room gets very crowded again once Charles is back and they're switching everything up and around. Get him ready to go because we're gonna need a lot of rotation pieces coming down towards the playoffs. We're gonna have to keep going with this thing. And this defensive line is just getting scarier and scarier the longer the season goes on.
The great thing is he's got a full week to prepare too. This isn't a D Hop situation who's coming in on Wednesday. Joshua is coming in on a Monday. We play on Monday. He's going to have a full week to get fully prepared. I don't expect Spags likes to do this thing where he sends a defensive end out in coverage every so often. I don't expect that Uche would ever be one of the guys, especially with downhill he had that he traditionally is. Reminds me a lot of like prime Frank Clark when he was back in Seattle or playoff Frank Clark with the Kansas City Chiefs because he sucked during the regular season. But that's the type of player that he
Hey, dude,
does
that's
remind me
okay.
of.
That's okay. That's okay. As someone who's witnessing Kike Hernandez, who was one of the worst 5 batters of baseball at one point this year, to now go off in October, trust me, it's worth sucking in the regular season
Oh,
sometimes.
we're well
Trust me.
aware of that.
We're well aware of that.
It's yeah. You just seem kind of bitter about that, and I need to remind you
A little
that it
bitter
is
about it
okay.
because a little bitter about it because there's a cap space in football and not so much in baseball. And we
You're
were
right.
paying Frank Clark $20 million a year to not do jack shit for
I mean, that's
16,
yeah.
17,
I
18
get you
games.
there. I get you there. There's just a nice little salary tax in baseball. So,
Oh, like you guys can't pay that.
what do you mean?
The salary tax,
Oh yeah. I mean, like,
the luxury tax, like
or I guess yeah, it's called like a
it's,
luxury
it's
tax, but
baseball.
yeah,
Who cares? You guys have
yeah.
all the money.
Oh no, it's actually ridiculous how much money the Dodgers spent technically in the offseason.
I
It's
don't
like
care about baseball.
I
Tell
know, but
me,
it
tell
makes you
me.
sick when you hear the number. I swear to
No,
God.
it does. No, it does.
It makes you
Everything in
fucking sick.
baseball, it's disgusting.